Alright, hello everyone, it's Diamond Legend here. Today I'll be talking about a manga that's been one of my favorites to read, that being Chainsaw Man. Specifically the rise and fall of Aki Hayakawa. I'll be covering only the manga, as the anime hasn't caught up to the manga at the time of this recording. That being characters not yet revealed, as well as character deaths. I wanted to cover Aki's story, as it's both tragic and bittersweet. This goes without saying, but spoilers ahead for the Chainsaw Man manga. The series follows the story of Denji, a guy in poverty who's been working off his dead father's debt to the Yakuza by working as a devil hunter, but he has his dog Pochita to aid him as his companion. Together, the two of them make a contract with one another, and continue helping each other. Soon after, Denji is betrayed by the Yakuza, when they too have signed a contract, that being with the zombie devil. The deal between Denji and Pochita turns Denji into Chainsaw Man, a devil-human hybrid. After Denji beats the Yakuza and Zombie Devil, he's found by Makima in public safety, a team of government devil hunters. Makima gives Denji an offer to work alongside her, if he would like to live a better life. Throughout the story, Denji fights various devils, but is he truly free, or is he a slave to another set of people? And with the summary out of the way, we can talk about Aki Hayakawa. Aki, Denji, and Power, a fiend who's been added to join the group, forming an interesting trio, work under public safety with Makima being their boss. Public safety works to protect the public from devils. They also make contracts with contained devils, in order to combat the more serious ones in the city. Aki has made contracts with the Fox Devil, Curse Devil, and the Future Devil. But before joining public safety, Aki was just a regular kid living with his family. One day, Aki wanted to have a snowball fight with his little brother, but due to his brother being sick, his family was against it. His brother insisted it's okay and wants to play outside. Just when things seemed okay, the Gun Devil arrived and destroyed Aki's house, killing his entire family in the process. This motivated Aki to join public safety to search for the Gun Devil and kill him for his revenge. From here on, Aki is a very serious and blunt character. His co-workers would usually take his attitude as him being rude, when in reality he's just a normal guy trying to survive the best way he can. He hasn't totally given up his humanity, as he still cares for the people around him, and is willing to step in the front lines to keep people safe. Even Himino knows that he hasn't truly closed off his feelings like he tries to portray. Makima requests that Denji work with Aki on a patrol mission. When the two of them are alone, Aki becomes hostile towards Denji and fights him, telling him that he should quit working for them since he doesn't take the job seriously. People who took the job for the paycheck, or for Makima, have died due to not having the strong conviction to stop devils. We see that Aki has been serious, forward, and direct with killing devils. Essentially, it's like giving up your own humanity to stand a chance against these devils in this world of Chainsaw Man. To make things stressful on Aki, Makima has assigned that both Denji and Power will be living with him in his apartment, since they'll be working together. Aki feels annoyed having to live with the two of them, since they're both obnoxious. Things wouldn't go so well for the group, as they're later tasked with defeating the Eternal Devil, who has them trapped in a hotel. During the battle, Denji's eaten by the Eternal Devil, only to transform into Chainsaw Man. Himino sees this, and understands that you need to truly be crazy in order to survive in this world of devils, and that neither her or Aki have that kind of drive to truly face these sorts of monsters. After 3 days, Denji defeats the Eternal Devil and escapes the hotel with the group. Some time passes and the group is seen at a restaurant where they're then attacked by a devil hybrid known as Katana Man. Aki calls for the Fox Devil, only for Katana Man to fight back and defeat it. Aki charges at the hybrid and uses his Curse Devil in the attempt to finish him off, only for Katana Man to be saved by Sawatari, an ally of Katana's. A quick thing I want to mention as well, contracts aren't as simple as you think. To use a devil's powers, you must be willing to lose something in return. Himino lost her eye in the contract, and because Aki made a deal with the curse powers, he's lost several years of his lifespan. With Himino being shot earlier from Katana Man, she gives up her life for the Ghost Devil, so they have a fighting chance against this katana. As Sawatari's devil, the Snake Devil, eats her ghost, she uses her ghost to pull Denji's cord, allowing him to turn into Chainsaw Man. Aki is broken after seeing Himino lose her life. The two hybrids battle, only for Denji to lose and having Kobani save him. When Katana and Sawatari escape, some time passes. Denji and Power visit Aki in the hospital. Aki begins crying, not only due to knowing his life is going to be cut short, but also losing his friend Himino in the process. Not only that, but since his fox was injured, he won't be using it anymore. Once he's recovered, he makes a deal with the future devil for better protection. In exchange, the future devil wants to see Aki's future. The devil then agrees to lend his power after seeing his future, and tells him that he's gonna die in the worst way possible. Later on, we're introduced to a new group of fiends under the 4th Division who are tasked with working with public safety. The new division fights off against several zombies to search for Katana Man and Sawatari. Aki comes across the Angel Devil, a member of the 4th Division, where making contact with them can cause you to lose several years of your own lifespan. The two of them will later become good friends as the story continues. Aki then goes on forward and comes across Sawatari, as she summons the Ghost Devil after eating it with the Snake Devil. Aki comes face to face with it and is overwhelmed at first. But remembering Himino and wanting to avenge her, he loses his fears towards the ghost and defeats it. As the battle continues, Denji defeats Katana Man, and Aki walks by Denji as Katana is tied up. Denji suggests that he and Aki kick Katana as hard as they can before the cops arrive to see who's the winner. Aki says that each kick he delivers is for Himino, and hopes she can hear his screams in heaven as they're playing a requiem for her. Now this is the part where we go to a new arc, this being the Bomb Devil arc. During this arc, Denji's fighting for his life against the Bomb Devil, with the 4th Division coming to help, that being the Violence Fiend, Shark Fiend, and the Angel Devil. The Bomb Devil calls upon the Typhoon Devil to destroy everyone. Everything around them is getting sucked in, including the Angel Devil. Aki notices Angel in trouble and grabs him, saving his life. Angel tells him that touching him will cause his life to be cut short, but Aki doesn't care as he doesn't want to see anyone else he cares about die again. After that happened, the Typhoon Devil is dealt with, and the Bomb Devil is defeated. But now that Aki's life is cut much shorter, things aren't going to be looking good as the story continues. We're now going into the Assassination arc. Makima informs the trio that due to the fight with the Bomb Devil, it's gotten the attention of some assassins who are coming to Japan to kill Denji. We're introduced to several assassins that show up like Quanchi, the Crossbow Devil, but the biggest threat they have to deal with is a devil known as Santa Claus. As the assassins are later defeated, Santa Claus uses the contract she made with the Hell Devil to send the group to Hell. Once they get there, Quanchi tells them that she's willing to stop the battle as they need to figure out a way out of this place. Before anyone has a chance to react or understand the situation they find themselves in, a primal fear known as the Darkness Devil arrives. He quickly removes everyone's arms, and if you look closely, it looks like it's spelling the words Makima. Interesting. Anyway, the group is powerless, as one after another is killed or beaten down to fight back. The Darkness Devil towers over Aki, as he's powerless to do anything. Even Chainsaw Man was quickly dealt with in the situation. Makima tells the Spider Devil to bring her down there so she can deal with the situation. Makima attacks Darkness, only for the primal fear to attack as well by breaking her arm. Just before he can deliver the final blow, Makima is able to bring everyone back to the real world. Makima gives Denji some blood to wake up again and battle Santa Claus. Denji sets himself on fire and damages her, just enough to get the Cosmic Devil to use her powers on Santa Claus, overwhelming her conscience with the knowledge of the universe, and finally defeating her. The Cosmic Devil is one of the many girlfriends Quanchi has. Quanchi surrenders, and asks for her and her girlfriends to be let go. Makima instead kills them where they stand. Now we can finally move to Aki's last arc, this being the Gun Devil arc. After their encounter with the Darkness Devil, Power is still worried and freaks out thinking it'll come back again. Denji and Aki do what they can to help her during this stressful time. Aki lets the two of them know that he's going to be visiting his family's grave to pay his respects. Denji and Power decide to tag along as well. The group stays at a hotel, and during the night, Aki and Denji are awake, and Aki tells Denji that he wasn't able to think about any of the bad things that have happened when visiting his family's grave, due to Denji and Power annoying him. This lets us know that Aki is enjoying their company and appreciates having them around, as he can finally relax. He can finally enjoy the time being spent, rather than holding on to stress in the past. Once everything is done, Aki tells Kishibe that he's going to quit his search for the Gun Devil, as he doesn't want to put Denji and Power at risk of getting hurt. Surviving the Darkness Devil took a toll on everyone who lived. The group arrives to Makima's office after being called in. She tells them that the Gun Devil has been defeated and that they have contained it already. But we find out that several countries around the world still hold pieces of its body, so it's next to impossible to truly defeat this devil. Aki gets a bad feeling about this and speaks to the Future Devil about all of this. He wants to know what their future is gonna look like. The Future Devil lets him know that Power will be killed by Denji in the future. After hearing this, Angel informs Aki that quitting public safety sounds like the best choice. Aki tells him that he doesn't want to leave Denji and Power behind. They could end up dead, or worse. Aki has come to a tough choice: leave his job for his own safety, or stay for the safety of his friends. As the two walk, they spot Makima on the beach and they approach her. Aki lets Makima know that he will make a contract with any devil. He doesn't care at this point. He'll do anything to make sure Denji and Power are safe. Makima takes advantage of this and tells him to make a contract with her. Aki accepts without realizing that Makima is the Control Devil, one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Here's where things get crazy. We cut to the USA, where the president makes a contract with their own gun devil, sacrificing 1 year of the lifespans of everyone in America in order to kill Makima. The gun devil then arrives in the sky, killing everyone within seconds. The gun devil rushes towards Makima, killing more people in its path. When he spots her, he makes his stop and fires at her. We're shown that Makima uses the people under her contract to her advantage, essentially screwing them over for her own goals. This does include Aki and Angel. Bullets are fired at a speed so fast they can't see it. Unfortunately, Aki dies in this crossfire. Makima then destroys the gun devil, reducing him to a fiend. Fiends are devils who can take over a human's body as a host, and sadly the host ends up being Aki, as the gun devil uses his body. Makima calls Denji and tells him she couldn't stop the gun devil and that she's failed, and that the gun devil is approaching their place. In reality, Makima let the gun fiend go and take host of Aki's body. Makima is twisted and evil, and you'll soon understand that more as you read the manga. I won't go into more detail about why Makima's doing this, but it's something you have to see for yourself. Power is confused as she doesn't smell the gun fiend but rather Aki behind the door. Denji then opens the door, only to be greeted by the gun fiend. The gun fiend attacks the two, but Denji can't get himself to fight him as he's using Aki's body. The gun fiend then begins to kill several more civilians. As this is happening, we cut to Aki in the form of a flashback to when he was having a snowball fight when he was a kid. Denji tries to talk him out of it and begs for him to get a hold of himself, but it's too late. Denji has no choice but to finish off Aki. We cut to the flashback where we're shown Denji as a kid, playing with Aki in the snowball fight, but Denji begins crying as he can't get himself to throw another snowball at Aki. Denji is traumatized about taking his life. Aki gets another hallucination about seeing his younger brother and playing with him, but we cut back to reality as Aki is on the floor and Denji is left speechless. The future devil arrives and says that Aki did in fact die in the worst way, for Chainsaw Man. And that is the beginning and end of Aki Hayakawa. Okay, now this was actually very interesting. To see this whole story play out, his revenge for wanting to get rid of the gun devil, seeing everyone around him die, not being able to stop it, knowing that Himino, one of his friends, gave up their life for him. So much has happened with this character that I was like, okay, I want to talk about it. I really enjoyed Chainsaw Man, like, a lot. At the time of this recording, I'm already at, like, the latest chapter. That's, like, Chainsaw Man Part 2, with the War Devil and everything, and I won't even get into that. That right there is, like, a whole nother, like, thing to talk about. But I really do enjoy this manga. I love it a lot. I want to see if I can do more videos like this, where I kind of just talk about, like, a specific character, maybe discuss, like, an ending about a certain series. Like, I know I did something similar with, like, Space Dandy and Dead Man Wonderland. 2 of those, like, shows and manga for those are, like, great. And I wanted to do Chainsaw Man, because I love this one as well. But thank you so much for tuning into this video. I truly appreciate it. If you liked it, subscribe, leave a comment on what other videos should be done next. And yeah, that's about it.